Okay, so we all know what cancelled items are, right? Those products that were meant to be released to the public by companies, but sadly cancelled at the last minute for multiple reasons. Well, the Thomas brand isn't no stranger to cancelled items. Actually, it has a whole catalog of cancelled items I would like to talk about today. So make sure to stay for the whole video, because you may learn of some crazy cancelled items that were supposed to come out, but sadly didn't. I also want to say this video idea came from a fellow lad and content creator friend of mine called Tommi77. So huge shout out to him for inspiring this video idea. Make sure to go check out his channel if you know a little bit of Spanish, since he makes some amazing videos. And also, I will try to make sure not to talk too much about the more known cancelled items, that being like the Trackmaster RC variants or the cancelled flip faces, because I feel like people have talked about these cancelled items already, and I'll just basically be repeating what other people have already said. So with all that said, let's get into the video, shall we? Okay, first off, we're gonna talk about the cancelled items that were supposed to come out for the Wooden Railway brand, because, well, I like Wooden Railway, and it's subjectively the best Thomas brand out there, and whoever says otherwise is wrong and is a fucking idiot! Okay, enough of that. Let's start off with the original Wooden Railway, and first off, I want to talk about the destinations, because damn, this brand loved cancelling destinations. But hey, to be honest, most of these destinations were pretty boring and lame. Like, I'm not over here crying because they canceled the goddamn soda destination. Like, who actually cares about that? Or what about the Holiday Tree Station, the Boat Dock, the Smashing Steam Hammer? I really don't care about these, and I kind of see why they canceled them, because to be honest, they're not really that interesting. But there is one destination that they took from us, and I will never forgive Learning Curve for, and that is the amazing Slate Mine destination. Dude, this thing is so beautiful! So how this would work is that you would send the slate truck up the incline and fill it up with the slate. Yeah, I know. I bet you couldn't tell that by the name of the destination. After loading the truck up with the slate, you would be able to send it down the incline by raising a little lever on the track. Now tell me, what about that doesn't sound cool? Not to mention, it's probably one of the most iconic sets in the narrow gauge railway, and it's already pretty bad this railway was barely getting any wooden railway destination. So this would have been really nice to see. Like, come on, I can't be the only one who thinks that, right? I'm just hoping that one of these days, the prototype of this destination pops up on eBay or an auction listing site, since this destination was definitely made. Since you can see them here on these promo pictures, you will be remembered and live in our hearts. Wooden Railway Slate Mine destination. This one goes out for you. We still got all that to talk about? Okay, let's get into it. Cancelled metallic versions like Bronze Toby, Gold Edward, and Silver Thomas. Cancelled Deluxe Henry that would have included him filled with fish from the episode Something in the Air. Cancelled Talking Railway series Duck and Mighty Mac, Gordon Snow Machine, and all the cancelled unpainted and painted wood variants like Stanley, Bell, Steven, Rusty, and all these other trains no one cares about. And the final train I want to talk about before we get into the sets is the Flying Scotsman. Dude, this guy got cancelled like 10 different times, and I'm not even joking. So first off, he was supposed to have a re-release in 2016 to coincide with the release of the Great Race film, but some stupid executive at Mattel said hell nah and just canceled them at the last minute. But man, it would have been nice to see him get another re-release. Maybe he wouldn't be so goddamn expensive because of these stupid eBay sellers who somehow think he's like the second coming of Christ to be selling him at these prices. I'm not paying $300 for a Flying Scotsman! And oh no, it gets even worse. He was supposed to be released in the wood brand 2 different times, that being in the unpainted version and the painted version. But again, Mattel decided to fuck us again and cancel him at the last minute. Why do you do this to me, Mattel? Now let's get into the sets, which there was also quite a few canceled sets, like almost half of the wood sets that were canceled. I really don't know what Mattel was doing with this brand. I'm pretty sure they canceled more items than items that they released. And to be honest, some of these sets actually looked pretty decent, like the Fairground sets or the Echo Rescue set. But alas, they were never released. You will never be missed, Thomas Wood. And the final cancelled Thomas Wooden Railway item I want to talk about is the 2022 Terrence Farm set. And now this would have been really cool to see, since we would have gotten a pretty decent sized farm destination, and not to mention it would have come with the 2022 Terrence, which I would have loved to see how they would tackle. But with every other item on this list, it was unfortunately cancelled. Okay, now on to the motorized stuff. I'm going to be brief and fast here, since I feel that the cancelled items of this brand have been the ones that most people have talked about. And also helping it is that this brand didn't really cancel that much items, like for say Wooden Railway or the diecast ranges, which we'll talk about in a bit. So let's talk about them. The Fisher-priced RC Stanley variants, that being the normal one and the spooky one. And to be honest, it would have been really cool to see Stanley get a re-release. I remember when I was a kid, he was a pretty popular character when the Great Discovery released. And honestly, he was probably one of my favorite characters when he came out. So being able to get him again would have been really neat. And for the spooky one, well, I really don't know why he's spooky. They never made any Halloween trains, so this is a really weird one. Okay, moving now on to the flip phase variants everybody has talked about probably a million times. And it's pretty well justified justified since the Gordon and the Percy would have been magnificent to see. I can already imagine Gordon's second phase being one where he's all pissed off. It would have been amazing to see. But sometimes this world isn't ready for items like this, and it was sadly cancelled along with the Percy. And those were basically all the more notable ones, since I don't really want to talk about the greatest moment packs, so how about we move on to our final section of today's video. Now onto the final section of today's video are the diecast ranges, that being Erdl, Golden Rail, Take Along, and Take and Play. We're not going to be talking about adventures and push along because I really don't care about those. First off, we start off with the full cancelled wave 2 of characters that Golden Rail was supposed to release in the United States. And if you don't know what Golden Rail is, it's basically Bandai text but without the side rods. These being distributed by Erdl, which is a brand we'll talk about in a bit. But the cancelled models were the following: Daisy, Diesel, Donald, Douglas, Duck, Henry, Mavis, Trevor, and Terrence. And to be honest, I really don't care for any of these. Like, being realistic, they are a slightly worse version of Bandai text. I think the biggest blunder of these is them not having side rods. Like, for example, why would I want a Golden Rail version of, I don't know, let's say Donald, when I can just get the text version that's a lot better? I think the only character that's probably a head scratcher that they didn't release was probably Henry. Like, you would think they would want to at least have the 7 main characters, but well, I guess Golden Rail didn't. My boy Henry can never catch a break. Now on to Erdl. So I'm pretty sure we all know about the most popular cancelled Erdl item, that being the pretty amazing Mike model that was sold on an auction site a few years ago. This one being bought by OG Thomas fan, which if you guys don't know who he is, he's the guy who has the O-Gauge Peter Sam model. My only question is, where does this guy get the money to buy this stuff? But there were a few more cancelled models that were sold on that date that I don't see much people talk about outside the Erdl community. Those being the cancelled narrow gauge coaches, Angus and Jemima, and the cancelled Coldy Feld truck. And to be honest, we were pretty robbed from these models. They look amazing. It would have been probably our first piece of rolling stock for the narrow gauge engines, and that truck also would have been our first piece of rolling stock for the Coldy Feld engines. The person who won this auction goes by Jonatier on Twitter. So if you guys want to go see more pictures of these models, y'all should go follow them on their Twitter, which is where I got all these pictures from. And for the final Erdl item I want to talk about, well, it's actually not an item, more like a cancelled set, is the wooden railway Erdl set. Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I found out about this. So basically, it's an oval shaped set with 2 switch tracks at the end of each, which I guess were supposed to be made, but you can expand this set if they ever made more sets. This would come with a few decoration pieces, that being like some houses, some trees, and 2 engines, that being Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle, and Toby. And I just don't really see the vision here. Like, I really don't know what they were smoking when they made this set. The only reason I can think of them making it wood was to branch out to the side of wooden railway trains, since the Thomas wooden railway brand was still not going to be out for another 3 years. But fortunately, we didn't get this and had to wait 3 more years to get the amazing Thomas wooden railway brand we all love and adore. But yeah, honestly, just a baffling set overall. And now we move on to Take Along and Take and Play, which there really isn't that much to talk about, besides the cancelled Christmas theme Henry and Gordon that Take Along was supposed to release. And for Take and Play, the more notable one would be the surprise-faced Edward, which looks pretty neat and would have been our first and only face expression Edward. Now these 2 brands have way more cancelled items, but to be honest, Portable Thomas made a way better video talking about these cancelled items, but I mostly feel like I will be repeating what they said, so I highly recommend checking out their channel. And with that, we have talked about all the cancelled items I wanted to talk about, so how about we move on to the end of the video. Okay, so what did we learn? Well, that we got robbed in broad daylight and no one did nothing about it! Okay. Being realistic, half of these items were pretty cool, while the other half, I can see why they were cancelled. I think cancelled items makes us see what different avenues some of these companies may have taken, that be it for the better or for the worse. But to be honest, I think we should just be grateful for what we got from these brands.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What else did you guys want me to tell you, okay? I would have loved all these items, but we can't do anything. It's not like I can go back in time and get these items back here, okay? So that's all I can really say. But well, that's my opinion at the end of the day. I would like to know what y'all think of this. Do y'all think we got robbed with some of these items, or were they rightfully put down by these brands? I'll make sure to read everybody's opinions in the comment section down below. Make sure to like and subscribe since these videos take a while to make. And also follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter, where I'm way more active on those sites. Okay, so this is the end of the video. If y'all were just here for the video, then y'all can leave. But this section here is just to have more of a one-on-one talk with my viewers. So first off, I want to thank you all for the support on my first video. 100 subs on one video alone is kind of crazy to me, since I'm pretty new to the English side of the community. So thank you all for that. How about instead of 100 subs in one video, we go for 1,000 subs? Okay, I'm just kidding. It would be cool though. I also want to say I'm sorry for uploading this video a day late. As most of y'all know if you follow my Twitter, this video was supposed to come out yesterday, Monday, March 10th. But unfortunately, I got into a really bad accident that fucked up both of my arms, and I had to go to the hospital. But don't worry guys, I won't let this stupid injury slow me down. But yeah, I'm just really sorry about that. I also really want to thank my friend Pablo and Juan for helping me with some of the stills of this video, those being these ones. So y'all should go definitely follow them on their socials. And finally, make sure to subscribe and like the video. And follow me on my other socials, because these videos take a long time to make, and support like that would be amazing. Here's my Instagram, my Twitter, and here's also my Discord if y'all ever need something. If I don't respond, it's probably because I'm playing Fortnite, as you can see in the background.
Stop playing with me! Don't play with me, man! Get the fuck out of my game, bro!
But yeah, that's about it. So I'll see you guys in the next video.